4 people to help me with this set. So let's see. We're going to choose 2 from the audience, and then 2 from like the middle or back rows. Yes, because I'm not going to ignore you guys. Okay? So, gentlemen, if you may, I'll choose those 3 ladies for 1 and 2. Okay? It's the right choice. It's the right choice. We all know later on how it's has to be the right choice. Where's my food? Okay, no. Anyway, so 1, 2, and then you, sir. You were feeling complacent, and I had to choose you. George. You'll be number 3. What's your name, sir?
Me?
No. The guy in front. You, Keith. Keith? No. You got it. Yes,
It's you. Me. Mark.
Mark. Okay. I'm like, the best part is I don't have a script, so I just get to do whatever I want. It's great. Okay. And then the 4th one is you, miss. Your name? Madeline. Madeline. That is so cool. You haven't given a round of applause for that. Get up on your name. Isn't that great? Okay, so I'm going to number 4. So I'm going to go across as far as like so, and you just want to say just when to stop whenever you like. Okay? Yeah? That'll be number 1. Okay. Number 2, you, sir? Oh, sorry, you. Yes. You'll be number 3. Sorry. Someone stop whenever you like. Right there. Okay. Got it? That'll be number 2. Okay. Number 3, as I go by, sir, just someone stop whenever you like. Stop. Got it? Okay. That'll be number 3. And last one, Madeline? Okay. Because I get both. Because I work at a restaurant, I get both Magdalene and Magdalene, so it gets confusing. So, okay, and I go across. Right there. You want to change your mind, or do you like the mind you have? Sounds good. And that'll be number 4. Good? Yeah. Okay, so we got 4 cards to go by. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give it a cut, and we're also going to give it a shuffle. We're also going to give it what's called the Melanie cut. It looks like this. Woo! That's what's called the Melanie cut, named after Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Just so you know. Gotta love it. Hey, there's a song called Rico Suave. Gotta love it. Okay, so I'm gonna go across the cards, just tell me when to stop, like before, whenever you like. Okay? Right there. That'll be the 5 of clubs, yes? Yeah. Sweet! Okay, 1 down. 1 down. That was the easy way. That's usually the easy way to find it. Okay? There's actually a more difficult way, and I usually like to go for right here. I'll just show it to you before I find the others. I'm gonna try to do this in slow motion. 1 card. Side pocket. 5 clubs? 5 clubs. Pretty cool. Now, we got 1 down. Okay? We'll go for number 3. Number 3 was yours, Mark. Mark, watch this. I'm going to try to do this in slow motion. I'll actually do it right here so you can see it. Okay? Slow motion. Up to the last second. You can actually see it slowly change.
Wow!
Right here. 8 of hearts.
That was it.
Woo!
And I love doing that, especially when there's still one card in my pocket. That's still your pocket close. Okay, so we'll actually get to your card last. It's a very difficult one to find for some reason. So we got the 8 of hearts and the 5 of clubs. Now this will be a little bit. I usually have a little bit of trouble finding your card because I just don't know where it's at. I just can't find it very easily. So even when I think I can, it just, it's always a step away. But the thing is, if I just give it a rub, it didn't even change. No, nothing even happened. Actually, no. If these are here, actually inside my pocket is, oh wait, there's actually 2 cards. That's actually the 5 of clubs and the 8 of hearts. And over here is her 4 of spades. Okay. Did I really just see that? Okay, so 5 of clubs, 8 of hearts, 4 of spades. 3 down, 1 more to go. All the pressure's on you. Ready for this? Okay, watch this. I'm gonna do the move. Did you see the move? Yeah. Got it. Ladies love to move. Just slow it down for everyone else. Gentlemen. That's how you do the move. Super swing move. Oh yeah, card sharks, they love it. Right there. Yeah. If we did it correctly, what was the name of your card? Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamonds? Right, run through. You get the Queen of Diamonds every single time. I'll stick it right in there. Thank you guys so much. The Queen of Diamonds is kind of lonely, isn't it? Yeah. We should give in. Oh, should we? It should have some more friends to join it, don't you think?
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking maybe the Queen of Spades. Wow. I was thinking maybe the Queen of Hearts should join it. Maybe more queens should join it.
And now for the Big Bang effect. The effect that, well, this was an effect that fooled all the juniors at the Magic Castle when I first did it. This was my attempt to be able to catch up to Nathan Gibson and actually match him, like power for power, because he was like the heavier version of Jimmy Neutron, who I always admired, and I said, I want to catch up to you. And so I tried out different effects. You'll see down below. One was my Ace Triumph I did to try and do that. There was another one called the Melanie Cut, because he had fancy cuts. I came up with this cut, which is also part of the For Spectators. And then For Spectators itself, which when I first did at the Magic Castle, people were so amazed, like everyone was reacting like little children. I'm like, wait, what? This really gets you guys? Oh, okay. I filled a room full of juniors with this one card trick. And over the summer when I was doing stuff at the castle, when I was back as a junior, I would always shake hands with people. They say, this is the best show I've ever seen. And then handshake me $20. Paper handshakes, I would call them. I'm like, cool, I'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get a little juicy burger as, reward for doing this trick. So this trick literally pays for itself if you take the time to learn it. It's a little bit complicated, but assuming you have intermediate knowledge, this is something you can do. This is For Spectators. And without further hype, let's get into it. Cards are shuffled as always. Always, always, always. You can borrow this deck and do the routine. When we first checked the count, we said we're going to look at the cards, make sure it's a full deck. And as you're doing so, you can cull the 4 queens. I always do it with the 4 queens. If you want an alternate presentation, you can say, choose any 4 of a kind. What would you like? Jacks, queens, kings, or aces. And then you cull those cards as we go along. But I'm just going to do queens. You can alternate it, but just keep an idea of the basic structure. Okay? So we go and we're culling. We say, okay, make sure we got the correct cards to do this. Looking through. Now we need, so the order is cull 1 queen, then a random card, and then 3 more queens. Now, I've already run across an interesting problem, which is good to note for the problem. So I run across and I see 2 queens. And I say, I'm going to cull 1 card, then a random card, then a queen. And it becomes a little bit difficult. You're like, but there's no random card between the spacing. You can cut the pack if you want and then do it again. So because there's other queens you can get to. Or you can just cull the queen. You can push back and cull the 10. And then go back again and cull the queen again. And now you've got queen, random card, queen, and you're good. And if you're using aces, just do the same thing but with aces. Okay? So, you cull 3rd queen. But I've just noticed from my performance, you get better reactions from doing queens. It looks more visual, So I cull the 3rd queen, and now the 4th queen is right here. I cull them, and now I got them on top. Cool. Very good. And so you can shuffle the cards to seem like you're looking through the cards. But what you're doing is retaining that top stock, which is the 5 cards right here. Oop. 1 second. Made an error. Yeah, I forgot to cull the last queen. I forgot to cull the 3rd queen, in fact. So what you get with culling it correctly is this. So random card, queen, random card, and then the rest of the 3 queens. Okay. Now after doing the shuffle, we're going to do like a regular standard riffle shuffle, and having all the cards be on top this time. We're going to also do a riffle shuffle, which reverses the order. And you're thinking, why didn't I do the riffle shuffle if it's at the beginning? Well, it creates the fairness of it. but you're also setting up for the positioning and the peak at the same time. So this is why the riffle shuffle is necessary. So we lift up on about a little bit more than half the pack, around the upper third. So 2/3 pack right here, upper third right here. Okay. Now what we do, lift off like we're doing a overhand shuffle. We slide off one queen, goes onto here. The random card, another queen, another queen, and then there's one queen left, I believe. Yep. Okay, so that's 3 queens. So the third queen that gets shuffled off. So let me actually go back so you can clarify. There we go. Okay. I'm not used to doing it slow for teaching purposes. I'm not even used to teaching. I'm just used to doing it without thinking. So lift off, one queen, random card, queen, and then you in-jog the third queen, which is right here. Or, wait, what? Why is the random card here? Hold on. Oh, I forgot to reverse it correctly. I do a normal edit take, but let's just go through this because I forgot to reverse it. Okay. So what it looks like is this. You lift up on the upper third, right here, and we go queen, 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 random card. We in-jog the random card, which is the 5 right here, queen, and then shuffle everything off. And that is what it looks like. I only made 15 errors doing that take to explain it. So now we lift up. And so now the situation, which is ultimately what I wanted at the beginning, is that there are 3 queens right here. You got a break right below the 5. There is another queen right here, and the rest is random cards. Okay? So that is ultimately the position I wanted to get into, ultimately. Okay, so now we go across the spectators. Now I've used my middle finger in the past, but people keep on commenting and I accidentally flip people off. It's not my intention, so I make sure I always do it with the forefinger, not the middle finger. Okay, so we go across the cards and you say, I want you to tell me to stop. They say stop, and you're just doing the Eddie Fector riffle. So I modified, if I'm allowed to keep the break and talk for a second. Eddie Fector did a 8-card version and he just did a fancy way of revealing it. I thought it was cool, but forcing 8 cards in a row, people get kind of suspicious. Not only that, there was no real ending outside finding the cards. Cool. What if you could add a kicker to it? And that's my motivation for doing this routine, the 4 spectators. Cutting it down and adding a kicker ending. So, we go across the cards. We have the break. Again, 3 queens right here. Break above this 5 of clubs, which we're going to force. Random, the queen, and then 2 random cards. Okay, we're going to all force. So go across the first one. They tell me to stop doing the Eddie Fector riffle force, or Eddie Fector riffle, the peak force. Okay. As they said when stop, where they say stop, I left back and I reveal the first card. It's a random card. Okay. And then because it's a random card and you're culling it, like that random card you culled, since you could see it briefly, if you have really good memory, you can actually do like a mentalism thing after the fact. We force 4 cards, you could mentally discern that card if you want for revelation. The revelations can play to whatever you want. There's just a structure you have to maintain or play around with. And then it becomes a free effect, however you want to reveal it. But we'll get to that soon enough. So what we've done is we've riffled and we peaked and we forced the 5. Okay? And now we say, think about it, okay? And who was number 2? Who was number 2? You miss. Okay? And you dress them. You're adding casualness to take away from the heat of the deck. Make sure not like you're controlling or doing anything move monkey. Okay, you look excited. You ready? And you get them all excited for it. And then you riffle across. They say stop. And then they stop right there. You show the queen. They got it? Got it. Okay, that's number 2. And then you do the Ed Marlowe move for the first one, all the way through the 4th. Push off. And then pull down. As I've described in previous videos, but this is what you do. You push off the card and you pull down. Now, you could have done Eddie Fector's, if I'm allowed to go back. You could do Eddie Fector's move where he does this, where he rips off and he shows it, drops 1 card, and then closes off. But it's been risky for me because multiple cards have fallen occasionally, so I can't rely on it. I want something I can rely on, and so being able to force the card, and then relaxing, casual, being casual, not have to worry about it, them not peeking the next card after the fact, and then just pulling down and getting that card right there. makes it all good. Okay? So we do it number 2, and then number 3. Okay, relax. I'm only doing this for teaching purposes, but normally I relax, talk to spectators, make a comment, and then go on to forcing the 4th card. Boom. And here's a little tip. If you want, you can actually cut the lower half down and say, spectator, I want something more towards the middle. Can you tell me when to stop? So it makes it seem like you're being more fair, when in reality it's the same thing. So they say stop towards the middle. You forcing the card from riffle from the middle. Because you suggested they're more likely to listen a little bit. And so now we got all 4 cards, okay? And you got to break above all 4 selections. And then you can simply cut the pack, like so. And now what you've got is the 4 selections, one of them being a queen, and then the 3 queens right below that. And this is your setup, okay? Okay, so that is what we've got. Now, we can give the pack a shuffle to mix it up further. And we make sure that all 7 cards? Yeah, 7 cards are all in place. So that's why I keep a large break, like so. We can now do the Melanie cut. And the Melanie cut is an interesting cut. It looks like so. And I'm going to try to break down. Maybe I should do this in a separate video. Anyway, so now that the Trinity cut is out of the way. So you've cut all the cards to the top. You've got the whole section on top. Okay, we've shuffled the cards, going back. We've shuffled the cards, and they're still on top. You retained all on top. You've done whatever false cut you want, and I covered the Melanie cut, okay, which looks like that, okay. People, and I say, this is how I'll find the cards, and you do the Melanie cut. Life lessons. Anyways, so now we can reveal the first card, and you can really structure it because it's really free. How you want to structure it. You just need to reverse the 3rd card eventually to place in the middle, but you have a lot of leverage of how you want to reveal these cards. And over the years I've played with different ideas, and I'll try to cover different ideas if I can. One is just the basic, one is you can actually do a double and say this was the 4th person's card. No, it wasn't. It was actually 3rd person's card. Do a double, deal the table, and I said, oh dang, I missed. And then if it's the 3rd person's card, they go, oh yeah, it was my card. And then you go, oh, really? Oh, then I got 1 card in my back pocket. That's for you, sir. And you go to the back pocket and reveal it's, again, the 7 of hearts. This was, in this case, it was just a double. Dropping the double to the table. Palming off the same card you revealed. And then just saying, hey, I got credit for 3rd person's card. I may have missed it, but I got a card. Showing that same card again. And then for the big finish, for at least the early opening, we've got revealed 2 cards in a switcheroo, which is kind of cool. Sometimes I like to be a little bit more fun with this. You could do a palming theme where it's just cards keep on showing up to your pocket. One idea is I can just do a card spring, and the last card could be retained in my hand as I do the card spring. Practice makes perfect. And say, force person name your card, and you can show it. They react. As I calm down, they calms down, check this out. You could ask if they want a magical or dangerous way. Magical could be the shake, the twirl change. Dangerous could be like a Dan Dave snap change where it changes instantly like this. Changes instantly, just like that. You can show it, and it's just literally the power of inertia. This card coming down. This Dan Dave technique, they get all credit for this. Comes down and it just falls onto the pack. You have to practice this. It's one-handed. I tend to use my 3rd finger, so as I drop it, this card flips over. You got to really play with it and be patient. I got frustrated through my cards at the wall multiple times. Okay, so don't feel bad if you don't get it first. Okay, and that's that. And then that's another way of revealing, because I could palm the card from my back pocket, because we're gonna need that card again, and then show that the other card, the 3 hearts, has jumped to my pocket. Again, now it becomes changed to a transposition, extending the duration of the amazement. So those are 2 ideas you can play with. There's multiple, but some ideas you can play with. We now have to reverse this card. Say we'll get to the 2nd person's card. The 2nd person who peeked it. We'll get back to your card in a bit, miss. And as we're doing that, we're doing a casual brow reversal, taking half the bottom pack, flipping it face up, squaring it, and now we add this. The card where we got the break under, which was the queen, one of the queens, and it's the lone queen amongst the other 3. So get a break above the top card, take half the bottom pack, flip it up, add it to the breaked card, one of the queens, and now take the other lower packet, all the lower packets, and the queens right here, and just square it together like that. So you say, I'm going to come back to your card, because it could be this card to this card. That's one line. That was the original line they said for this one. It could be anywhere. It could be here. It could be there. But we'll come back to it in a bit. And you turn it face down. So now what we've done is reverse the queen for a later reveal. So we set it up early. Kind of cool. Magicians tend to forget about it. These two, there's many ways you could play off this. The original way I did it in my original routine was I would show the 3 hearts, 7 hearts. I would wait to do a little mathematical thing. And just be aware there is a diverse queen in the center. So be aware of that. So I'd do this. And I would do the add-on move. It was like Eric Jones' add-on, where I'd square the cards like this. This is a double. This is one selection. It's the first person selection. And then we'd add, this is a double, add this 7 of hearts to the bottom of the double. So it looks like this, a V position. We give it a little wave and act like the card's coming up right here. And it would look like this. This is my take on Eric Jones's Ishkabibble sandwich. And as I toss the card, it goes back onto the deck. And it's this beautiful motion. So it pops right here when you get the right alignment. And then as you toss it back onto the pack, you slide off this card. And if you time it just right, if I'm allowed to do this, boom, boom, you get a beautiful, beautiful moment. It just looks like it just visually came across and catches people off guard and they just start cursing. Like, no freaking way. And then you can turn it up like so and show it's the third one. And then people freak out. That was the old way I used to do it. The new way I used to do it is pretty fun as well. Okay? So we turn the cards face up. We show 2 down. Okay? Square it on top of the pack. We can justify ourselves by, putting the 2 cards on top, even going on top of there by sweeping out the table, cleaning up. Now we square up the cards and we set them on top of the pack. And now we've stolen off one of the selections. Now what we do in this case is I would slide off this card, peel off this card, turn it face down, add it, and so now this card is actually a double, 3 hearts onto the selection, but now everything looks copacetic, and there we go. I now pull down the bottom card, and so now I get a peek at, I get a free choice of selection, which is 5 clubs, and I go, okay, I want you to really think about your card. It could be anywhere, okay, and I get this little gag joke where I'm just like, it could be, I gotta think of a way how I can get your card, and I'm scratching my forehead as I lift up and I'm showing the selection. People start reacting like crazy. They start laughing. It's like, oh wow, you're so far ahead. And the laughter usually lasts for like 10 seconds. It's crazy how funny people react to this. So now I set the double back on top. Oh, sorry. I show the double. That's my mistake. Show the double. People react. And no one's looking at the cards. No one. It's like the perfect chance to do a Paul Harris weird double add-on thing. But what we do after we do that, set the on bottom. I mean, it would make sense to add to the bottom and show it again, but it's not necessary. So after doing that, then we can show the bottom card, which is again selection because we've just taken this double and just added directly to the bottom. Okay? And the laughter subsided. I mean, I'm thinking where this selection could be. And you do a Brother John Hammond frustration count where you show this card. Thumb peels off the top card. It shows the double again. Setting both cards on top. They're like, oh man, he's so far ahead. He has duplicates of everything. Now what we do is we peel off this top card, deal it to the table, and this is a double with the selection right here, the first selection, and the 4th person's card here. We now do a push through change. So we grab this double and just push it through your hand, give it a snap, because nothing's happened yet. We still got the 3 hearts. Take this double, snap it, and show it. We still got the 7 hearts, and now people are starting to react again. They're like, wait, first we saw 1, now we saw 2. Now it's like nothing ever happened, everything's reset. What the hell is going on? And they're just reacting like crazy. Pull back onto there, pull down on the bottom card again, and this is a selection. And now we're going to do something very odd, which throws off spectators for a good run. So it's just constant action. Now we palm off the 2 cards, the 2 selection right here, two of the other cards. Palm this off as we turn the context to turn this card down, which is the 5 of clubs. People assume there's multiple cards, but we just palmed off two. Go to the pocket, say, but there's one card in my back pocket. It is actually, oh wait, and you show these two very in a spread haphazard manner, like so. It's actually 3 hearts and 7 hearts. We go, wait, what? And then you show the 5 of clubs over here. It's so many transpositions. It's not confusing. It's just overbearing for the audience, and they just explode, which is great. So that's why I opted for this version currently. But you can play with whatever you want. It's your routine. I'm giving it away to everyone. So we got that. Okay. So now you've done that. And they react. And in fast motion, again, I'll actually do it in real time so you can actually see it. Looks like this. Okay, so we had the 7. Okay, we got the 7. We've got the 3. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and find your card. However we do that. I'm still currently thinking of a method how to find it, but I know we'll find your card. And the audience is laughing hysterically. What? I don't get it. I mean, there's a 7 and there's a 3, and you let them really absorb, make sure they're seeing this, and we're going to find it. Don't worry. I mean, nothing has happened yet. I mean, just there's a 7 and there's a 3. Nothing's happened yet. Don't worry. They see this, they're reacting again. But we will find it. Here, if I go to my pocket, I actually got something in my back pocket. I actually got 2 cards. Oh, wait, it's the... What? If I got a 3 and the 7 right here, then over here is your card, right? The 5 of clubs? Now they react again. It's just so many things are going on in such a short span of time, which is cool. Now we take the deck, we spread it out. We want color contrast if we can, because that adds to the picture and helps us slightly misdirect for the next move. We now get a break on 3 cards. I just look in sight count, pushing off 3 cards, pulling back, and this is on the 3 queens. Again, reminder, there is still an invisible or secret queen in the center of the pack right here. Okay, so we got a break under 3 cards, which is all 3 queens. We display it, and we say 3 of hearts, 5 of clubs, 7 of hearts. And we do this move, we're going to do the variation of the 4-for-4 switch by Chris Kenner. Show it down, turn it up, and now we square these 3 cards with the 3 queens. So then the 4-for-4, pull back and let these cards fall open. So, but that would be obvious, but under the guise of these cards being spread out and everything, squaring everything like this so you can see it, and then turn everything down. Because the card is out jogged like this is my take on it. Having 1 card out jog adds for a beautiful image that the cards really are being turned down. Square everything up, push off the 3 selections. Now they are the 3 queens, and you're set up for that. You set up for a kicker ending. The final one, which you go back to second spectator. I'm sorry for ignoring you, you mentioned. And as it checks out, I'm going to do the move. It looks like this. You do it fast. And now it's just presentation from here on out. I know it's fast, so I'll do the move slowly. Ladies love the move. And you say it to a guy, and then everyone's reacting like, okay. And now you say, if I really did do it, I can spread on through. And name your card off out loud. They say Queen of Spades, you get the Queen of Spades every single time. I turn sideways, let the audience see it on the side, because if you do it this way, they can't see it. Do it from the side, they can see the Queen of Spades every single time. You do a dragon spread, which just means you're tilting out like an S spread, kind of. And they get to see a beautiful display of the last queen. They react and they clap if you pause long enough. Cool. Square everything up, and I always do a card fan, like so. And they reacted, they're doing cool things. And I say, it's kind of, the queen's kind of lonely, as I always like to say. Shouldn't get an aw from everyone. Aww. And they always do aw. If I start the aw, and wait long enough, they all join an aw. It should have some more friends to join it, don't you think? You go, yeah. I was maybe thinking, and you take one of the cards, maybe the Queen of Diamonds should join it. Maybe the Queen of Hearts should join it. Maybe all 4 queens should join it. And then you hear people go into sporadic amazement and deeper clap, like a real appreciation. And you get to see a nice display. Your face is right here. It's a beautiful way to end out an act if you decide to close with this effect. And this is how I would perform it. I would go like this. And I would say, but this, and I'd take the 3 cards that were supposedly selections, but now the queens. And I'd go, so I'd spread out table, show 1 queen. And I said, that's pretty cool, but this And I would take the middle card, the top and bottom cards, drop the middle card, flick, and show. This is even better. And you show all 4 queens in a huge display. And that's what got the juniors crazy, that kind of ending. Before I moved it up to the face. So that's my 4 Spectators routine. One I cherish very, very dearly, and it's paid for a lot of free food at Buffalo Wild Wings outside the castle. It's a routine I cherish very much, and you love it, play with it, and cherish it as I did, and you'll have amazing things. And it's only my opinion, but I think this routine's a lot better than any other routine, multi-selection routine on the market, because it has a logicality and a clear kicker ending to show the routine's over, and you get to put more attention into the four people selected card than multiple cards. And just something I like. So play with it, enjoy it, have fun. Thank you guys, and you have a good one.